Rodtang is the latest in a line of exceptional Muay Thai fighters who have made a name for themselves in the West. Along the likes of Sanchai, Bokau, and Samart, Rodtang stands out as a potential megastar. Having started fighting before the age of 10, Rodtang has already amassed an impressive record of 300 fights by the time he reached 25 years of age. His explosive and exciting style, coupled with his relentless pursuit of the finish, have helped him to transcend the glitz and glamour of Thai boxing in his home country. As he begins to capture the attention of the casual Western fans, Rodtang's ascent to superstardom seems almost inevitable. While Rodtang has an incredible highlight reel where he goes into the ring, outbangs his opponents, punches himself, and then goes home the victor, there is a method behind the madness. With Rodtang, there is so much to unpack that summarizing him in one video is simply impossible. Today, I want to talk about Rodtang punishing lazy kicks. When you're at such a high level like Rodtang, the highest level of skill is required to compete. Tenshin Nasukawa, Jonathan Haggerty, and KNR are all the caliber of fighter that compete with the Thai superstar. Make a mistake, throw a lazy punch, or get out of position with your feet, and you will meet the wrath of Rodtang. When a fighter throws a lazy kick, Rodtang is going to try and catch it quite often and punish every time. While he will sweep and parry it away to counter, he enjoys punishing the opponent and catching the kick as well, another weapon in his arsenal. In our first example, we see Rodtang catching the kick. After getting his kick caught, Tabares has the natural instinct to hop backwards and away from Rodtang. Rodtang holds him in place with a subtle pullback towards him, and then he will rip a left to the body. This gets Tabares covering up, not wanting any more body shots, and subsequently opens up the shots up top when the kick is thrown. In our next clip, we see Rodtang with a caught kick again. This time he doesn't pull him. With Tabares against the fence, there's only so far he can retreat to the rear, where he's been going this entire time. This time Rodtang will go up top, looking to split the high guard of Tabares and come over the top of Tabares' outstretched left hand with a right hook of his own. This clip is a classic example of Rodtang trusting his chin and not expecting his opponents to trust theirs when compared to him. Rodtang steps in and Tabares covers up. Rodtang is the alpha landing the shots. The next section is a bit of an alternative to what Rodtang uses when he's catching the kick. He will, as mentioned earlier, sweep and throw from a caught kick position. But what he does here is a little different. Often in boxing we hear about fighters creating the angles. This is something Rodtang does very well. Here he doesn't create the angle with his feet, pivoting out and getting to a different position. Instead, he catches the kick of Tabares and creates the angle with a slight turning and throwing of the caught leg. Now Tabares isn't facing Rodtang head on, and Rodtang, having created this position, looks to land up top again. It's these angles that Rodtang uses that he really punishes on. Once your opponent is out of position, Rodtang is there to demolish. The most dangerous weapon Rodtang possesses is his elbows. Throughout his whole career, he's used the step-in elbow to bloody and batter his opposition. Throwing an elbow off catching the kick is no exception either. Here, he snags the leg of Tabares, pulls him in as he's stepping in himself, and throws the lead elbow to land clean. As mentioned before, Rodtang is such a deep fighter with over 300 fights of experience and so many different nuances to his game that it is impossible to summarize him in one video. To say this is a complete guide on what he is as a fighter as a whole would be simply not true. But this is one aspect that he uses quite well, especially against lesser opponents. This is simply one of the threats Rodtang brings to the table when he steps into the ring. Thank you everyone for listening and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please drop a sub and a comment and let me know what you thought. And if you like this video and want to give me a little bit more support, go subscribe to me on Substack, which is a free bi-weekly newsletter where you can get these videos and articles and much more. Thanks.